Have you ever looked around and thought, nothing makes sense anymore? Men claim to be women, evil is celebrated, truth is called hate. Deep down, you know this isn't just confusion, it's inversion. And it's not accidental. There's an ancient principle at work, hidden in occult teachings, practiced by elites, and embedded in modern culture. It's called the law of reversal. And once you see it, you'll understand why the world feels upside down. But first, welcome to Origins Lost, where ancient truths, hidden agendas, and spiritual warfare are uncovered and decoded. If you're seeking what lies beneath the surface of history, prophecy, and power, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. The law of reversal has deep occult roots. Mystery schools in Babylon, Egypt, and Greece taught that to unlock hidden power, one must invert the natural order. Aleister Crowley, one of the most influential occultists of the last century, said, "Let him learn to think backwards, walk backwards, write backwards, speak backwards." Why? Because to the occult mind, violating divine structure opens spiritual access to power, yes, but also deception. Luciferian systems reframe rebellion, confusion, and contradiction as enlightenment. Crowley's entire worldview was built in direct opposition to biblical truth. Right becomes wrong. Down becomes up. Man becomes God. As a quick aside, if you want to understand the spiritual systems most churches avoid discussing, I highly recommend The Unseen Realm by Dr. Michael Heiser. It unveils the divine council worldview embedded in Scripture and shows how unseen forces influence the world we live in. It was a great read. You'll find the link in the description. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. So if you choose to buy from that link, I really appreciate it. The law of reversal isn't just theory, it's everywhere in symbols. Look at Baphomet, the goat-headed figure praised in satanic circles. Half man, half woman. One hand up, one hand down, a torch between the horns. The phrase, "as above, so below." It's not just art, it's a visual spell. A ritual in plain sight. Everything in Baphomet represents inversion. Gender, truth, nature, hierarchy. Even the inverted cross, once a symbol of humility, is now used to mock Christ. And the left-hand path, celebrated in occult practice, represents rebellion against divine authority, choosing self over submission. Language reflects this reversal too. The word sinister literally comes from the Latin word for left. The word right has long been associated with morality and justice. In occultism, the left-hand path represents self-deification. The right-hand path aligns with obedience and divine order. Even in speech, the symbolism holds. Left becomes rebellion, right becomes righteousness. This isn't an accident, it's by design. This ancient inversion principle didn't stay in temples or secret societies. Today, it's built into everything: Hollywood, fashion, education, music, news. In media, villains are humanized and heroes are ridiculed. Morality is mocked. Shame is glamorized. In fashion, androgyny is elevated. Modesty is laughed at. Beauty is distorted beyond recognition. Children's entertainment pushes rebellion, gender fluidity, and emotional instability. Pop music rewrites sin as empowerment. Pride as virtue, lust as liberation, humility as weakness. This isn't artistic expression. It's spiritual programming. By inverting truth over time, they reshape what we consider normal. Here's where it gets darker. The law of reversal isn't just symbolic, it's weaponized. In programs like MKUltra and Tavistock's behavior engineering, inversion is used to cause dissociation, breaking the link between reality and belief. Trauma-based mind control flips basic meanings. Pain becomes love. Obedience becomes weakness. Identity becomes fluid. Why? Because an inverted mind is a confused mind, and a confused mind is easy to control. And it doesn't stop with victims. Entire populations are subjected to the same process. First, they create chaos, like moral collapse, or economic panic, or identity confusion. Then they wait for the public to react. And they do, usually with fear, outrage, or division. Finally, they offer a solution. More surveillance, less freedom, tighter compliance. It's a formula, and it works. because people who are spiritually numb and morally disoriented will accept almost anything that promises relief. But this game isn't just psychological. This is war. Spiritual war. The Bible warns about this inversion. Isaiah 5:20 says, "Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness." Romans 1 tells us, "They exchanged the truth of God for a lie, and worshipped and served the creature rather than the Creator." This is the blueprint of modern society. Truth is subjective. The created world is exalted and deified, while the Creator is ignored or rejected. Gender is reversed. God is mocked. This isn't evolution. It's de-evolution, a return to spiritual Babylon where man reaches upward to dethrone God. And at the root of it is the same rebellion that caused Lucifer to fall. He said, "I will ascend, I will be like the Most High." Inversion is the signature of that rebellion, and every time we see it in media, culture, or law, we're seeing the echoes of that fall. So what can we do? We reverse the reversal. Recognize it. Inversion always targets what God declared good: life, family, truth, order, identity. If the culture celebrates it, test it. If it mocks righteousness, pay attention. Return to God's design. Men lead, women build, families flourish. Let light be light, and call darkness what it is. Renew your mind. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Read scripture daily and reject cultural lies. Define yourself by what God says and not what the system offers. Teach your children truth, because if you don't, the world will teach them inversion. And finally, don't retreat, don't rage. Respond with clarity, truth, and conviction. For a deeper look at how modern culture conditions people to accept lies as truth, I highly recommend the book Live Not by Lies by Dreher. It explores how soft tyranny spreads through cultural control, and how we can resist with courage and clarity. And of course, you'll find the link in the description. The world feels upside down because it is. But inversion isn't the end of the story. Christ will return, and every lie will be overturned. Until then, we're called to see clearly, speak boldly, and stand firmly in truth. The more you understand inversion, the less control it has over you. The world may be inverted, but you don't have to be. Thanks for watching Origins Lost. Subscribe for weekly deep dives into elite deception, spiritual warfare, and ancient truth, all grounded in Scripture.